So hello. Today I thought it would be nice for us to meet around a cup of tea, to talk about the experiences, visions and perspectives of massage therapists. We all encounter problems, share different views, and sometimes it's nice to share in a more informal way. Get yourself a nice cup of tea. Today I'm drinking white tea. White tea is a light tea with less theine. So it's a nice tea to have in the afternoon. What is your favorite tea actually? So a question that is often asked to me in the courses is, how did I get into massage therapies? At about 40-year-old, I got hit by a crisis. My family was concerned with illnesses, cancer, 3 members of my family. So that was a very personal and heart-wrenching experience, and a time for me to reconsider my values, and if I lived my life in accordance with my values and my expectations. So I looked into all different kind of therapies, into psychotherapies or body therapies. Psychotherapies for me are verbal communication therapies. It's around talking. And I found that when you ask people to explain what they're going through, they tell you very clearly or with a lot of words, and they tell you how it happened, why it happened, they tell you the consequences and the reasons. But they are in their thoughts. They are up there. Or even they are up there, but they are talking through their own realities. Okay, that was one way of seeing therapies. And then there is the body therapies, meaning massage therapies. Fascia therapies, reflexology, these are what I call body massage therapies. And with these therapies, the interesting thing is that when they finish talking and they lie down on your massage table, then they let the body and their soul speak. So you can feel all the inner tension. You can feel the breathing patterns. You can feel the textures of their body and of their fascia, their tissues. And for me, that was a therapy that resonated with me. Also, by doing this kind of therapies, what I liked was I wanted to empower people. I want them to blossom. This was my what I wished I bring to the world, a bit of peace. So massage therapies for me was my tool, my way I was going to communicate to the world and bring peace one massage at a time. Well, when you work in massage therapies or wellness therapies, I think it has to be a vocation. But it has to be also a job. It is a job. It is a vocation first, because you do it through with your heart, with all your being, that job. You cannot let your attention go away. You have to be fully, or you are fully aware and present with that person. But also it is a job, and you have to take care of all the aspects of being in a liberal job, working for yourself. So what challenges did I overcome? Every time you encounter change or you start a change process, you are met with your fears. Meaning, what are all the buts? But this, but that. Yes, but. You know what I'm talking about. So I can do it. Yes, but. I would like to do this. Yes, but. My experiences throughout my life showed me how I could deal with challenges, and in fact I'm okay. So there were no grounds for my fears, and actually my fears were thoughts. My thoughts, how I perceived the problems. Life showed me that I can take responsibilities of people. So fears became strength. You know that inside voice that tells you, that's always ruminating, that tells you all the difficulties and why you shouldn't do this and that. Basically, you can just say stop. Stop. Stop to this negative thinking. You actually can have a control over your mind to say, well, either I continue this same circle, this pattern of self-depreciation, or I can just say, right, okay, stop. Let's focus on all the good things that can happen to me and the fact that maybe I can retrain. That's already a chance. Why not take this chance to do it? And actually, a very high person in self-development and career change talked to me informally at that time, that I undertook that retraining. And she was saying to me, well, Sandrine, to change something, you need that everything has to be good around in your life. So if you want to change your career, then your family has to be stable, your couple's life has to be stable, around you, you know, everything has to be stable. And actually, for me, it's not how it happened. It's not my vision. I think that everything has to be completely imbalanced for you to start change and to implement change. Another challenge is to seek approval. Meaning, okay, we get the motivation to do things, but we always like to hear from another person that we are doing it right. We are justified, we are validated. And actually, often when you do a retraining, you ask someone, oh, you know, I'm doing this, what do you think? You know, and he gives you his opinion or her opinion. And suddenly you find yourself completely disagreeing. So really what you want is someone to listen to you, telling them how you're going to do it and if it's all right. Basically, what you are looking for is someone to look for your back. Is that an expression? Someone to watch your back. Someone that tells you, well, yeah, fine, go for it. But yeah, have you just thought of that? Yeah, you have, perfect. It's good. You're good. Do it your way. It's going to be okay. And to be fair, when we're retraining, we want to do it our own way. So really at the end, why take validation from somebody else? Because they see the situation through their eyes, the reality through their eyes, not your reality. You mean? You understand what I'm saying? You got to this situation because you lived through some experience that made you take this decision. And another person might have reacted differently with another experience. So there is no point asking him or her what he would have done in your case, because you can be sure they're going to say something different. Or they're going to say, yes, yes, everything is fine, because they want to go your way and they love you, they want your wellness, they want to support you, so then they're going to just say yes to everything you say. And the last challenge was to work alone. Working alone was not the challenge, but to have no feedback maybe was a challenge, or nothing to share. And as a massage therapist, we do receive a lot of energy from other people. Our clients, the people we receive, drop a lot of their baggages on our massage table. It's the objective of our treatments. It's for them to just say, right, this is a safe space for me to just drop all the worries and bad energies I'm going through. But of course, you're also on the receiving end. And that's why that sometimes being with other therapists, it is so nice, because you don't really need to share, but their presence is already soothing for you. So what happened for me, for example, is that when I started, now about quite a few years ago, I started from home, very simply. So I was surrounded by my family. They didn't understand what I was doing, but at least, I knew they were there supporting me in the background. But I was on my own, but it didn't matter, because I was at the beginning, so I was excited. I was discovering my own potential as a therapist. Then I moved to a little wellness house, if I can describe that way. All dedicated to my activity, a little treasure of peace and quiet. And then, so I blossomed in there, but I was very alone. And at last, I moved to where I am now, which is a medical and paramedical practice with 17 practitioners. I wanted colleagues. I've got colleagues, 17 of them, with the good and the not so good coming with it. But at least there, more life. So you see, I went into step-by-step processes of change. And that's how I would say is the solution, one of the solutions for me to overcome all my challenges, was to take little step-by-step changes and solutions, and discovering how I wanted to do it as I was doing it. The last question I can answer for today is, so what is a Takumi Finch treatment now? What does it look like? What are my tools? Well, it is a blend of body work and mindfulness exercises. So as body work, I would use tools like reflexologies, foot reflexology, facial reflexology. I would use techniques like Japanese massage therapies, which are dedicated to the face, working on the face, and using the head as a control to infuse wellness to the whole body, mind, soul. Very subtle techniques that you barely perceive on the cranial area, but also very strong and fast. I will not be scared of strong and fast movements. But at home, I would also continue that same work, giving them self-massage exercises. If they are open to it, Qigong and Tai Chi exercises. But also mindfulness massages, how they can actually restructure, reframe their life, or their ideas, their thoughts, their emotions, their feelings, and their impulses. Basically, the Takumi Finch treatment is here to empower people. Thank you so much for listening to me. Can you share with me how you did it? What's your thought? I wish that all these sharings be for the greater good. I'll see you in the next TeaTalk. Bye-bye.